Hello, welcome to the show. Alright, think about this. You're sitting at a board meeting, and you're looking at all the issues that need to be addressed in that board meeting. Then all of a sudden, you see something or hear something. You hear a board member telling an underage student, God, you're hot. Well, it's exactly what happened at a Tennessee school board. This Tennessee school member tells a student, God, you're hot, during this meeting, in which this student, whose face was blurred because of her age, take a look.
God, you're hot. You know that? Hey, where'd you go to school at? All right.
As part of that question, would we better be able to strengthen the programming and opportunities for students? Definitely, this board, as any board in Tennessee, should consider, and this board has considered and has supported those CTE STEM career exploration opportunities. Absolutely should continue to be offered to our middle school students, leading to our high schools, preparing for high school. So yes, it would be an opportunity to consider strengthening and making sure every middle school student has that level of quality.
And do you think that you would start implementing bits and pieces in like RTI time starting in the elementary school so that they can,
Right.
dip their toes in and then almost just like step by step get them to high school, get them out, get them into a career?
The career exploration, at least being aware should begin as early as kindergarten. And just so, and that happens. I mean, that happens now. Our elementary classrooms talk about careers, and our elementary students ask questions. So, yeah, it would definitely be something we continue to do in our pre-K classes, if that were the case, as it is currently done in our pre-K 8s. But,
God, you're hot. You know that? Hey, where'd you go to school at? All right.
I just want to be crystal clear. The motion tonight is just to move forward with the talks, move forward with the information gathered. That way nobody has any misconceived notions that tonight we're going to, move forward and we're going to do this. All the details, Mr. Irvin pulled some up, Ms. Santa pulled some up, details. There are literally probably hundreds of details that will have to be worked out on all this.
Very few people have the luxury of working in an air conditioning shop. Well, if you don't, and you're like me, 30-inch.
That was uncalled for. That was so uncalled for.
the programming and opportunity, CTE.
It was sparked controversy,
Consider
and now they're
strengthening.
calling not just for his resignation, for his role, but the superintendent's resignation. It racked up to more than 3,200 signatures. Now, the father. Now, here's the father. The father slammed the school board.
God, you're hot.
Take a look at this.
Hey, where'd you go to school at? All right.
Well, I'm asking a question, you don't have to answer, but let's just say, if you were really offended by that, just raise your hand. If it doesn't offend you, keep your hand down. Do you see what I'm saying here, guys? How would you like your kid talked to like that? We have to worry about our kids getting shot up in schools and all this other stuff, right? But what we don't need to be worrying about is the comments of a man to a minor. Would you want that kid, would you want your kid around that guy without a temper or something? I wouldn't. And I'm astonished by every single person here. I'm gonna tell you straight up, if this guy still has a job here soon, I'm gonna do whatever I can to raise as much money as I can to get every single one of y'all out of here. No joke. And the rest of the city's with it. We're gonna get down there every school meeting and everything. That's unacceptable, man. And look at your face, you don't even care. This is your community that you're supposed to be serving. Look at the distraction. You put us on the map nationally, embarrassed us. And you don't even have the backbone just to walk off.
God, you're hot. You know that?
And this father was right enough to raise common sense. Let me move this out of the way. There's common sense that should be raised here, and that is you don't comment something like that to a minor. That can get you in a whole lot of trouble. And not just that, it's going to get you to places like in jail. You know, that comment was unnecessary. And if the superintendent had not noticed that, he would have been like, hey, I feel to move this board to recess. I was like, what for? For that unnecessary comment. You know? I'm going to tell you this right now. If a female school board member, if a female working at the school board came up to my nephew, told him that he was cute, and made derogatory comments telling him he was cute, she would not have a job, period. You serve the community, the whole community in Tennessee, and yet what happens is not one dose of common sense can be raised because not one person says, hey, I shouldn't be saying something like this. It's going to get me in a whole lot of trouble. And you're right, it does. Because, you know, not one person has the backbone to step up and say, hey, enough is enough. So that's just simple. We'll hear more about this probably coming up next week. Coming up, and speaking of coming up, we're gonna show you a body cam footage which involves a lady manager finding a sexual predator waiting in the girls' bathroom at about 3 a.m. Disgusting, and it's not something for the kids to see. Please do this. Think about it, okay. You're going in the gas station. You're gonna get some candy or soda or some dinner, like a couple of those hot dogs on the grill rollers. And all of a sudden, a police officer, you hear something happen. You hear something like an office, like a male strips down and shows her his penis. And yet you hear, and you want to snoop and then think like it's a joke. Well, nearly 2 years ago, June 22nd, 2024, it happened at Interstate 65 to where this male at 3 a.m. decided to be sexually inappropriate to a female, which led to the assistant manager calling the cops. Now, I have to warn you, this footage you're about to see is clearly inappropriate for young viewers. Please ask your children to leave the room. I don't want any minors watching this, and it ain't gonna be fun for you to see it. But we have to be aware of what's going on what's going on in society today and why people are not using common sense. Take a look.
On June 22nd, 2024, officers responded to a gas station near Interstate 65 after an assistant manager reported that a male customer had assaulted her inside the store during her overnight shift. The employee stated that the man allegedly hid behind the women's restroom door, grabbed her arm, pushed her into a stall, and attempted to kiss her without consent before exposing himself at the counter.
Hi there. How are you doing? I'm doing well. So I got a call from somebody about an assault that happened overnight?
Yes, that was me.
That was you? Okay.
Yes. I didn't really know what to do.
Okay.
I worked the overnight by myself, and
yeah.
I'm the assistant manager running the store right now, so I didn't know who to call.
Okay.
He's staying at the hotel.
Have you seen him before?
Yes.
Or okay.
He was staying there months ago.
Yeah.
And he used to come in here. I used to be the full-time overnight before I became the assistant manager, and he would like hit on me and whatever, try to add me on Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a long time. He came in last night, the first time, bought something, said, hey, what's up, left. Rang him up, he left, nothing happened. Second time, I was cleaning the bathrooms. I heard the bell ring. I was in this bathroom right here.
Okay.
I heard the bell ring, I come out, and I didn't see anybody. And I was like, okay, so I went to the women's bathroom. That's the one I was cleaning. And I seen somebody go into our family bathroom. I was like, okay, somebody's in there. I finished cleaning the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
I came out and I looked around. I'm like, I didn't hear the bell. He's still in here. There's somebody still in here.
Yeah.
And I went back to the bathroom and I seen that the door was open to the family bathroom, so they were somewhere in here. So I went to the women's bathroom and I couldn't open the door. I had it propped with the dustpan.
Okay.
And I went to open the door all the way so I could step back in to get all the cleaning stuff out. When I looked, he was hiding behind the door.
Of the ladies' bathroom?
Yes. And I was like, what the are you doing? And he grabs my arm, pushes me into the big stall, and he's like trying to kiss me. And I'm like, what the are you doing? Get off me. And he's like pushing me, and I'm like up against the wall, and I'm like, off me. And he finally was like, you need to be more aware of your surroundings. I'm like, what the are you talking about? And he was like, I've been in here, and you didn't see I was in here. I go, I heard the bell ring. And he comes out here, and he's just like, what if I robbed you right now? I'm like, I didn't even know what to say. Like, I'm panicking. I'm like, it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Am I gonna call? And I'm like, what the and he bought something, and he comes up here, and his zipper was down, so I saw his and he had no underwear on. That was trying to come on to me, and I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I texted her. I said, when you get here, we need to call the cops, because he's staying over at that hotel.
Okay. Do you know his name?
James Sturgeon.
James Sturgeon.
Yes.
Do you have your ID on you by chance?
Yes. And then he tried to guise it as a joke. He said, oh, by the way, I was just joking. After he tried to touch me in the bathroom.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I told her about it, and she was like, why didn't you call me? I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I panicked.
And about how old is he?
It's probably...
Like 30s, 40s, something like that?
30s, I would say.
You know James Sturgeon? Doesn't ring a bell off the top of my head either. White guy, black guy?
White.
When he was pushing you into the stall,
yeah.
Was he just kind of like grabbing your shoulders, or just kind of like holding your arm?
And was pushing me, and my hand was on his chest going like this, and he was pushing me back.
Okay.
So.
And did he kiss you, or was he just trying?
No, he was trying to kiss me.
Okay, so he's just coming in, and
yes.
You're like, what the out of here? Okay. And do you have cameras in here at all?
I do, but they don't go to bathrooms. The closest
Okay.
you can see is just right there.
Okay.
Like, they don't go back there in the hallway.
And you said it was like 3 a.m.-ish,
yeah.
give or take?
Yeah.
Do you have a copy of his transaction when he was in here, by chance? Did he use cash or card?
Card.
Okay. And did he say anything when he was trying to kiss you? Did he?
No.
It was just all
me.
just you?
Yes.
Was he intoxicated, do you think, or no?
No.
No?
I mean, the first time he was perfectly fine. Like,
Okay.
Nothing occurred.
Okay. Nothing like that's ever happened before? You guys
No.
have never been in any sort of relationship? This is all just his, okay, imagination or whatever you want to say?
Yeah,
That's in there?
Yes.
All right, well, I think I've got what I need from you.
He's at the hotel.
Yep.
I don't want him to come back in here.
No, that's what I was just going to ask. You're the assistant manager, she's the manager?
No, I'm running the store right now.
Okay, you're running right now. All right.
In for the manager.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'll trespass him from the property then. Did you tell him to leave and that you don't want him back?
No, he just left.
He
Because
just
I
left.
didn't know what to say. Like, I've never had anybody try to touch me like that. So
Yeah,
I was
no.
pretty shocked.
That can put you in a weird state for sure, where you're not really
Yeah.
thinking clearly. So we will articulate that to him, and then I would assume you want charges for the battery?
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
yep.
Propel yourself into summer with Old Spice Poseidon Body Wash. See you at the barbecue.
Next, the arrest of James Sturgeon. Stay with us. Returning to our body cam break. That's James Sturgeon, age 37. He is now being arrested for battery and sexual assault. But what happens next? We'll get his side of the story. That's him getting arrested. And once the audio clears up, we'll get to hear his side of the story.
Stop me for no reason. So I mean,
No, I didn't. Okay? I didn't stop you for no reason. We don't do that. You see all these other people? Okay? I'm not just stopping people for no reason. Okay? You know it's for no reason. Because you know what you've been up to for the last couple hours. Okay? So I'm going to read you something. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Do you understand those rights?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to talk to me knowing those rights?
For what? I don't do. Am I under arrest?
Right now you're being detained. Okay?
Of course I am.
Yeah, you're in handcuffs. So right now you're being detained. I'm wondering if you want to answer my questions, because I got some questions for you.
What's your question?
Okay. So you want to answer some questions?
What's your questions?
You were out at the Marathon gas station at 65 last night?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so if you're not going to answer truthfully, we're going to be done. All right.
The Marathon gas
station. You said you didn't want...
The Marathon gas station is the one by Taco Bell, right?
No,
There's a Marathon out by I-65 by the Economy Inn. Okay?
It's called Good to Go.
Here's the deal. Listen to me. Okay, I have probable cause just to arrest you right now. I'd like to talk to you, get your side of the story, okay? But if you're not going to cooperate and you're going to lie to me, I don't have no patience for it. Because I do not need your side of the story, because I have video evidence of what occurred. All right? So if you want to talk to me, that's why I'm giving you this opportunity. If you don't and you want to lie to me, I'll just take you to jail. I'd like to get your side of the story. We can skip it.
Well, obviously you're arresting me for no matter what. That's why the handcuffs are on.
You're being detained for our safety because you're known to carry firearms and you're involved in potentially some crimes, okay, that occurred over the last number of hours, and that's why you're being detained, for our safety.
So if I answer your question, am I free to go?
It depends what's going on. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I have one side of the story. I'd like to get yours.
Well,
so let me ask you again. Were you out at the gas station at I-65, the Marathon gas station?
There.
Okay. So what occurred when you went inside?
I went to the bathroom, and a friend of mine that used to work there was joking around.
Who's your friend?
Her name was Michelle, I believe. And it's been like years since I've seen her.
Okay, you say you were joking around. What happened when you guys were joking around?
We was by the bathroom right there, and when we was joking around, and when we was wrestling, like joking and playing around, like horse playing. And then we went out.
Like tickling each other, or what are you doing?
Yeah, and just stuff like that, you know. Like then I went and bought something, and I left.
Okay, so
like we was cool. We was laughing and joking right there at the counter.
Okay, so
as I left.
What were you doing in the bathroom? What was going on there?
I went to use the bathroom.
Okay, which bathroom did you go to use?
The family bathroom.
Okay, and after that?
She was right there when I walked out, and then we was joking around, and then we walked out towards the front, and then I bought some combos, and then I left.
And you made no other actions that I would have observed on the camera. Think about what you did. Think about the things that you did.
Not that I'm aware of.
You're not aware?
Like we was horse playing around. That's all that's all that happened. Like, I'm being honest. I'm on parole right now. I'm not trying to do any of this.
I'm aware you're on parole. You're horse playing around, and you don't remember anything else that happened.
Yeah, I bought some combos, and I went in there before, I bought something to drink, I went outside, I fell asleep for a little bit, and then I went back in, bought some combos, used the bathroom, joked around with her for a little bit, and then left.
Okay. Is joking around to your, definition, would that be including taking your out? Well, it's on the security cameras out, so I don't have x-ray vision.
Well, I mean,
if it's out, right?
Well, yeah, obviously, but like I said, I went to use the bathroom, so I mean...
No, not in the bathroom, they don't got cameras in there.
I understand that, but I mean, the only thing I had to think of is if I fly with... Look, the pants don't stay unzipped all the time, man.
Yeah, but I watched you unzip it and take it out, so that's a little different. You're saying you have no recollection of taking your out inside of a gas station?
No.
That's a problem.
I'm seriously not trying to charge any problems, man.
I know you're not trying to charge any problems. I'm the one who charges crimes, okay?
That's not what I mean, man. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm on parole. I've been doing good. I got a job. I'm not doing anything illegal.
Well, that's not true, okay? Because that's what we're trying to talk about. It sounds as if there was some stuff occurring last night that's not entirely legal.
Well, like I said, we was just horseplay. As far as I know, we was just horseplaying.
Okay.
I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm being serious.
Taking your out in public is not a horseplay.
Right. I mean, I understand that, but like I said, as far as I remember, I zipped my pants before these pants come unzipped all the time.
Well, you're saying they come unzipped, but you unzipped them. We watched you. That's different.
Right.
That's different than...
I understand that.
You understand? It'd be one thing if you walked in.
Right.
We've all had a fly down. I've had one working, okay?
Right.
But we usually got underpants on, and it's usually an accident when it unzips. But I can't say I've accidentally unzipped my pants and had my wiener out. That's where I'm at.
I understand that.
I'm not trying to...
I'm trying to be that neither, and I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm supposed to be at work pretty soon. I just stopped to get something to drink.
Okay. So you don't remember necessarily anything else that occurred there? Nothing that you think you want to clarify?
Like I said, I really don't, officer. I'm being 100% honest with you.
Okay. And in the bathroom when you were horse playing with her, what exactly was occurring with that horseplay?
I mean, nothing. We was just... She grabbed me up a little bit, and then I grabbed her, and that was just about it. And then we walked out, we was laughing. She was laughing the whole time.
So how did you exactly grab her up?
Yeah,
you just explain it with your words. You don't have to
I didn't really grab her, we was next to each other, and when she turned around, we was right there. So, I kind of, gave her a little hug, and that was it.
Okay. And what did she say?
I've known her for years. Nothing. She was laughing about it. We went right back up to the cash register. I bought some combos, and then I left. I talked to her for a minute, and I left.
Were you flirting with her?
Yeah, we did it all the time. I used to live at the hotel.
Okay. Have you guys ever had a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. And is that what you guys you thought you were initiating last night again?
Pretty much.
If you're up?
Yeah, that's me and my girlfriend just broke up, so I figured she was up there working, so I figured I'd go up there and talk to her and hang out we used to.
I got you. Go find some more company. I get.
Like
all
I said,
right.
I'm not trying
And
to
so
cause
then,
no problem.
how'd that end? I mean, you kind of grabbed her. You were maybe hoping to get something out of it, whatever. But how did it end?
I wasn't really hoping to get nothing out of it. We was just joking around. That's all I thought it was joking around. We used to do it all the time.
Well, I mean, you just said you broke up with your girlfriend, so you went out there because you knew she was out there, and that you were kind of groping on her, and you used to have a relationship.
I never said I was putting on her.
Or grabbing on her, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to put words in your mouth. But grabbing on her a little bit.
We was just, like I said, as far as I understand, we was just horseplay, man. I don't need the problems. I don't need the drama.
I understand that. Nobody needs the problems or this kind of stuff.
My parole is definitely going to violate me, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to go back to jail.
And there's probably people all over this parking lot that are on probation parole, okay? We're not out trying to pick on them.
I understand that.
We're out talking to you because there's kind of been some interaction, okay?
Right. I can't afford to go back to jail over something stupid. There was a misunderstanding.
All right. Well, and I understand that. So I think this officer also has a couple questions about some other incidents that might have happened in town here.
You said you and your girlfriend just broke up?
Yes, we did.
What happened there yesterday?
We got into it. She was texting some dude or whatever, and we started yelling or whatever, and I wanted to leave, and she was right there, so I kind of pushed past her to leave so I could get out because it's not my house. You know, and this morning she started her new job over here. Well, the plan was, so I figured I'd give her a little bit to leave, or to calm down, you know. So I left, whatever. And then this morning, the plan was I was supposed to drive her to work. So I went and met her, and then she waved at me as she drove past because she drove her mom's car. So I thought everything was cool. So I sat up here while she was at work, and then figured we could talk afterwards. Well, when she got off work, she went home. So I just assumed that she wanted me to follow her over there. So I went over there, and when we started talking, I guess her new supervisor or whatever followed over there too. So I mean, like, I'm done with all that. Like, I don't need that. If she wants to start all that, then she wants to cheat on me with something like that. That's her choice. I'm done with it. Like, I'm just trying to go home and go to work.
And so nothing physical happened other than you trying to push past her leaving the house?
That's it.
Okay. So there's no reason for her to claim that you strangled her?
Definitely did not.
Her son witnessed it?
Definitely did not.
No?
When we even was leaving arguing, her son was in her room, or his room.
Well, he came out because he heard you.
No, he came out as I was walking out because he was right there in the kitchen when I had to walk past him to go out the back door.
So there'd be no reason
I
to
asked him
any
to move.
redness or anything on her neck?
No.
Okay.
Not for me, anyway. Like, I mean, I understand when you guys only look at my criminal record and obviously think that, you know, but like I said, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm 36 years old. I'm getting way too old for it.
So you guys have been in a full relationship, dating, and you've been staying with her for multiple days?
She's been staying I live in Kentland. She stays there for like 2-3 days a week, or whatever, because her daughter lives in Kentland, and then I come here and we stay here for a couple days a week.
Okay, so you've been here since?
Been here since Thursday.
Since
right.
Thursday.
Wednesday.
So she told me that you called her yesterday to come over.
No. Well, like, I called my roommate right now, and he could tell you, she was with me. She went with me from her house to my house to take a shower and change my clothes, and then we came back.
So you never were separated from each other yesterday? So if I go and she shows me her phone, you guys wouldn't have a phone conversation?
No. Like I said, I could call my roommate right now, and he could tell you.
That's not what I'm asking. If you're with her at all times of the day, there'd be no reason for you to call her, correct?
Right.
So there would be no call history on her
Unless
phone.
I was in the bathroom or something. I call her all the time when I'm in the bathroom, trying to bring me toilet paper.
Well, that would take, what, 10 seconds?
Exactly.
Okay. There'd be no reason for a call log to be longer than that.
Right.
So if I go back to her house now, she shows me her
Go
phone,
ahead.
she shows me that you called
Go ahead.
her.
I had video evidence showing that she was with me all day yesterday.
She said you were there yesterday. But she said that you called her to come over. She didn't say you've been living there for 2 days. So I'm just asking.
Again, I can show you video that she left her house with me. Or, well, I can show you at least her showing up at my house in Kentland. Us leaving, coming back here because her son wanted her home.
So it's not what I'm asking. I'm asking.
I've been with her all day.
Okay.
All day.
So the call log.
I don't know about no car wash. I have no idea.
No reason
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I was with her all day.
And she's not denying that. I'm saying that she just said.
I don't know what you're saying, man. Do you understand what he's saying? Can you
explain? Did you guys talk on the phone yesterday because you weren't together?
We talk on the phone every.
But if you're together with somebody, if I'm hanging out with you all day.
Right. I mean, my phone's in my pocket right now. You can look.
But I'm not going to call you if I'm standing right next to you.
Do you understand that reasoning? He's just saying.
The only time I might have called her is when I left after we got in an argument.
Okay. And do you know what time that would have been?
Again, I said around 8:30 or so.
At night?
Yes.
Okay.
We was together all day for the past 2 months.
And where'd you go so after 8:30 last night, you went out, where'd you go then?
Went up here and parked right here for a minute so I could calm down. And if And by the time then, it was too late for me to go home. So I slept in my car last night.
And then sometime in the middle of the night, went out to the gas station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had to use the bathroom. That's the only place that was open. And there was 20 cops at the other gas station.
That'll happen. Yeah. You got any more questions? Okay. All right. Well, at this point, okay, you are going to be under arrest, okay, for battery that time in the bathroom when you were grabbing on her, okay, and trying to kiss her. Well, it is what it is right now, okay, as well as indecent exposure, because you exposed yourself in the gas station to her, all right, and whether or not the city's got charges for domestic, I'm not sure, all right, but for me and mine right now.
I already knew all that, man. As soon as you're detained, man, I don't know why you guys say that. When you're not being detained, you're being arrested as soon as you put the ankle.
No, right now you're under arrest, because I just let you know. Initially, you're being detained. They're two different things. Okay. It's often a misconception. You can listen or not. I don't care, but I'm just letting you know. So, you got any questions for me at all?
Nope.
You got anything dangerous on your person? No weapons, no drugs, no nothing's gonna stick us, poke us, nothing like that?
Nope.
Okay. You got your wallet on you?
Nope.
No? Okay. Where's it at? Go ahead and step right here.
I don't have it on me.
You don't have it on you? Is it in your vehicle?
Nope.
Do you want your wallet to come with you?
Nope.
No?
Like I said, you are not going in my truck, bro.
Did I ask to go in your truck?
Yeah, well, obviously you keep asking for my wallet, so you're not going in my truck.
So listen here. I'm trying to help you out. Some people want their stuff to go with them, okay? I'm not an... So I'm just making sure you don't want your wallet to come with you. Stop being so smart with me. Did I ask you to search your truck once? No, I did not. Sit your in the car. Don't try to be a smart, okay? Let's have to sit.
The man was arrested and charged with robbery, theft of a vehicle, battery, public indecency with a prior unrelated conviction, driving while suspended with a prior suspension within 10 years, probation violation, and battery.
You know that feeling when you look at your floor and just...
Here's common sense. If you are on probation, you are on probation. Don't violate your probation. Do what the parole officer tells you to do. And even if your parole officer gets a report saying, that, oh, you did this, you did something very inappropriate, it's going to come back and get you. When that happens, well, you'll end up being in a whole lot of trouble. So this is the bottom line here, folks. Don't ever do stupid shit like this. We're going to take a break. Be right back. Welcome back. Earlier in tonight's broadcast, we brought you the story of a board member who made some derogatory, inappropriate comments to a minor. We heard from the father. Now, for the very first time, you're going to meet the board member and you're going to get to hear his side of the tale. Why did he do it? And why? And is there any chance he could step down after that controversial comment? Take a look.
I had a student board member beside me, and we was talking, and she got up and was asking questions, and just thoroughly impressed me and the other board members. She was a top-notch student board member, and she was asking real smart questions, and I reached over and I touched her on the shoulder and I said, "You're hot. You're good. You're one of the best I've seen." I didn't mean nothing by it. She was on fire. She asked good questions, and I was bragging about her.
Now this next clip we're about to show you is from the meeting about a minute before that comment was made by Irvin. It shows the student responding to a discussion about the potential restructuring of the schools.
It would be an opportunity to consider strengthening and making sure every middle school student has that level of knowledge.
And do you think that you would start implementing bits and pieces in like RTI time starting in the elementary school so that they can, dip their toes in and then almost just like step by step, get them to high school, get them out, get them into a career?
The career exploration, at least being aware should begin as early as kindergarten. And just so, and that happens. I mean, that happens now. Our elementary classrooms talk about careers and our elementary students ask questions. So, yeah, it would definitely be something we consider continuing to do in our pre-K class. If that were the case, as it is currently done in pre-K 8.
God, you're hot. You know that? Damn. Where do you go to school at?
Inappropriate.
All right.
Later tonight, we'll hear more from Superintendent Jerry Boyd and get Urban's response to the backlash online. Ansley?
I don't know if there was still that clip, but the superintendent, if he spoke out, he would say that he was in the wrong. But here's what the superintendent had to say in that statement. One of our colleagues made a grossly inappropriate comment toward our student board member. Mr. Urban has explained that he meant nothing offensive and that we have simply misunderstood his intentions. Mr. Urban knows his own intentions, but the rest of us have to judge his words and his actions. What we saw was shocking. He objectified and was diminished as a young woman publicly. No explanation to adjust that, can justify that. You know, he was censored. He was censored for this. If I was in his shoe, let me tell you. If I was in this person's shoes, you know what I would have done? I would have not made that inappropriate comment. I would basically say, you've answered some damn good questions. I would not touch her very inappropriately. That would mean, like, even on the shoulder, I would not do that to a minor. That is serious. It can get someone like me in a whole lot of trouble. And believe me, not many people know. Not many people know what happened. Not many people understood that if you do some stupid shit like this, it's going to get you in trouble. So, we don't know what the superintendent may sit there and say that was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. And he needs to be resigned and say, he needs to apologize saying he was sorry. We heard his side. I don't know what the superintendent had to say. But we'll keep following this story, and on a future broadcast, we'll let you know what happens. Now, moving on. One of my main issues throughout this broadcast, throughout all these years, has been to educate kids on how to speak up when it comes to being bullied. Throughout all these years of this broadcast, we focus in on bullying, from cyberbullying to racial bullying to even regular bullying that's happening in our schools. Well, 10 students were suspended as Citrus cites video of possible violations that are happening. It's all because of bullying. The Central Texas High School baseball season is back on after Hayes CISD leaders reversed an early decision to cancel it into a criminal investigation and allegations of bullying within the program. Take a look at this.
This investigation is still in its early stages tonight, but it's already having a big impact on students here at Lehman High School.
To me, that's not okay. The situation was wrong.
Accusations of bullying and a criminal investigation put the remainder of Lehman High School's baseball season in danger of being canceled.
I've heard a lot of things that they've done, and it's not really appropriate.
Hayes CISD says it's investigating allegations of serious bullying involving varsity and junior varsity baseball players at the school. The district says a video shows clear violations of student behavior and possibly the law. 10 students have been suspended and a staff member is on paid administrative leave. The Hayes County Sheriff's Office says it's now investigating.
It's insane that they would do something like that and just basically throw away whatever career or life they had in baseball.
Julio Vasquez is a senior at Lehman.
there shouldn't be anything like where you're bullying, hitting on somebody, or injuring somebody emotionally or physically.
That's unacceptable to me. I don't find that funny, and I don't find it amusing at all.
CBS Austin reached out to the sheriff's office for an update. They say the investigation is still in its early stages, and the number of potential suspects has not yet been determined, nor has the full scope of any potential criminal charges. Hayes CASD says parents were initially told the rest of the baseball season would be canceled, but after hearing from them, they decided the teams will continue playing, just not with the students involved. In a statement this afternoon, they add in part, nothing should diminish the seriousness of the behavior and allegations associated with the bullying investigation. However, we must also recognize that the actions of some students shouldn't define all students.
I feel like they should have the opportunity to finish the baseball season off.
Tonight's baseball game was canceled, but the district says the remaining 4 will continue over the next couple of weeks if there are enough players. Reporting in Kyle, Farrah Walton, CBS Austin News.
Okay. This is where okay, I have a lot to say here. If I had a lot to say here, it'd be covered in the last 3.5 minutes. But, you know, something like this is just... I don't need cards what I gotta say here. You know, common sense be erased. I don't care if you play baseball. I don't care if you're a huge star and athlete. Nobody gets fucking special treatment because they're being bullied. Because you basically say, "Oh, I'm a baseball player. I don't care about the rules. I don't care about the law." Listen, I'm famous in my community. I'm a musician. I'm famous, but I still have to abide by the rules, the city ordinances, and the laws provided by the state of Texas. City ordinance, the city council of Corpus Christi, and the laws of the state. State law, city ordinance, state law. Whether I'm famous, like any good citizen, I must obey the law. I am not above it. They tell me to leave, I comply with what the officers tell me. They ask me to leave, I will leave. I will not back talk them, scream in their face and say, no, I will not. I will comply with the order. I will not disobey orders. That's what a good boy does. A good boy always obeys the laws. Sometimes people may bend the rules or break the rules. You know, it may not. You know, it's okay to break the rules, but it's not okay to break state law because this is going to get you in a whole lot of trouble. You know, it should be canceled to teach them a lesson. Not finish out the season. You can't just finish out the season. You can't just finish out the season because a number of students were bullying them. No. You need to cancel the whole season. Just to show them fuckers, this is what you get. Though you can thank those 10 when they get back. And like, baseball? No. Whole season's canceled because of y'all. Y'all did it. And now y'all gotta make apologies. Not just to the school. Embarrass the school, embarrass the team, and embarrass staff members. We all make mistakes. And at some point we have to own up to our mistakes. If you make a mistake, you own up to it and you apologize. That's the bottom line. Bear back. Before I leave you, let's get you up to speed here. Remember the Oxford case? Trace.org made articles saying the Oxford high school shooter is behind bars. Now families still want to know how he went undetected. And this article, and part of the article from this said something like, you know, this is all from Guidepost, and they said, you know, it was undetected because, you know, because of what went on. Back in February, the Oxford shooting victim offers emotional testimony on seeing classmates shot. I just prayed. One of the survivors took the stand on Friday to testify about seeing the shooter enter the hallway. A 10th grader by At the time the shooting was headed to the bathroom when she came across the shooter. When she opened her eyes and saw two girls just laying there in the hall and another one in front of her, Allen said she asked for everyone if they were okay. And the assistant principal said she tried to save the student. So, this case is still... So this case is now Ethan Crumpley's in jail. Parents are in jail. We'll follow this story in a future broadcast. We'll let you know what happens. I'll be back in just a moment. Here's a sneak peek at next time on our next show.
Come on, dude. We're letting you. Yeah, I got fries. Look, I understand. I'm going to sign a piece of paper. Go find me. I'm going to go back. Will we pay you? Stop screaming. We pay you. I'm not messing around anymore, man. On July.
That's coming up. That's coming on our next show. That's all. This is your Game Break Saturday. Going into Sunday. I'll see you again. I'll see you again on Game Break Friday or Saturday, depending on one of the two. Bye-bye.